everyone, so I did it. I actually dyed my virgin hair. This was very, very intimidating for me because I've never put anything on my hair, any color, any dyes, anything. So it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was very scary. I hope I didn't annoy my hairstylist because I kept asking so many questions, and I just wanted to make sure that it was going to look good. So besides all the questions that I asked them, I also did a lot of research. I'm that type of person that before doing something new, I will look it up, and I really looked it up. So I wanted to share those tips that I found as I was doing my research with you guys. So if you are going to dye your hair for the first time, you can kind of know what to expect. These, of course, are not it. These are probably only a few out of many tips that you can find online. But I found these to be, I guess, the most important for me. And the number one tip is I was recommended to definitely go to a professional for the first time. I didn't want to have my whole entire hair dyed. So because of the style that I wanted of, I guess, coloring, I was recommended not to do it at home. And honestly, I do not have the patience to do it myself. So I knew that I was gonna pay someone to do it for me, because definitely to me, I don't have the patience, and then I'm always scared of like, what if I do it wrong? What if it looks weird? What if I don't apply it properly? So I decided to skip the do it at home or do it yourself, and I did go to a professional. Okay, so I did have 3 friends, and one of those friends was actually the one that really insisted on going to a professional. She said that she decided to do a few highlights at home, and she was impatient because they didn't have any appointments. And after she did it, she said her hair was extremely damaged. So just be very careful with that, because this is a very potent thing to your hair. So if you are bleaching it, it's very important that you use professional chemicals. I was reading that the peroxide has a lot to do with it. So I don't have a lot of information on that, but I did read some of it. The difference of a store purchase dye or bleach is that it has a lot of peroxide, and it will only get your hair lighter by 1 or 2 shades. And a professional's bleach actually has less peroxide, which is less damaging to your hair, and it can actually get it to like up to 7 shades lighter. So that's why they're, of course, cheaper to buy at the store than to actually go to a professional. They do purchase their products. I know the guy that I went to does purchase his own products. So he said, if you want me to charge you less, I'm just gonna have to use a cheaper type of product. And he didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. So I'm okay with him charging me more than what I thought. So yes, definitely go to a professional for your first time, just to avoid any damage. Also, do your research. Definitely do your research, because one, you have an idea in your head that he cannot see, or she, your hairstylist. So research could mean that you are looking up how to do it properly, but research can also mean that you possibly looked up the hairstylist and, you know, maybe asked, do you have before and after pictures? A lot of hairstylists already have a social media page. I know mine did. So I was able to compare before and afters of the work that he did. And that truly helped me a lot, because I kind of saw that he was able to achieve what I wanted. Now, I do have to keep in mind that my hair was very different from hers, the one that he showed me. Her hair was also virgin hair. So he explained I could get your hair that light. It was too light for me, way too light, almost like a platinum gold or a platinum blonde, sorry. But it was too much for me. I didn't want to change so dramatically. I wanted to be noticeable, but not crazy. So I decided to tell him to go a little bit more on the browner side, and he did. And anyways, we still had to go that color because my hair, even though the bleach was there for a while, my hair did not want to get lighter. So so the black definitely did go more into like the yellowy blonde, but it was not a color I liked. And once he put the toner, I did ask him to go a darker brown, like a caramel. So that's what he did, and he achieved the color. But it does look more on the browner side, to where like the second that I went in, I was thinking I wanted a blonde, or not a blonde, because not even a blonde, but I wanted to be more, I wanted it to be lighter. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the color that I came out with. I still like it. So the research, yes, look for stuff that he has or she has done before, so you could get an idea of their experience, and look for what kind of color you want to get, but do know that you are not going to look exactly like that person. Every hair is different, and your blonde also, the reason why you should look for your color and bring pictures to your appointment is so that you can both get on the same page. Your blonde can look different than their blonde, okay? So it's important for you to have the pictures and to say, this is my expectation. And do know that your hair is not going to get that exact color, might not get that exact color the first time, okay? That's important to know. But it just, so many things depend on it, or vary, because it depends on the thickness of your hair. It depends if it's thinner. I'm more on the thicker side, and I have a lot of hair, so it literally took them 3 hours and a half to finish my hair. And we didn't even do like every single section. It was very separated. So if I wanted the color to be closer to each other or to each strand, it was gonna take them longer. So it does depend a lot on your thickness of hair. He used a strategy that was different for me. I've never seen that one before. So you might need more than one visit. I do recommend, because I saw it and I saw that it could damage hair very badly. A good tip would be to wait 7 days, because if let's say you bleach it, you don't like it, and you want to go the next day, I was reading that your hair gets extremely fragile. So going in before the 7 days are up can really break your hair. So you don't want to damage it. I know the bleaching is already kind of doing some damage to the hair. So, just to be cautious, don't do it within or before the 7 days, okay? So you don't want your hair falling out. Another tip is to find also the style that you want, not just the color. So what I did what they call the balayage. I did not do highlights, and I'll explain that in a little bit. I'm looking at the separation of the color. I don't want it to be like too tight together or too close together. I want it to be more spacious. I want it to be more black than the new color. So he said, okay, that makes a lot of sense, and yes, definitely I can do that. So yes, I did the balayage, and I didn't want it to be very, very high to my roots. He did do it though. He did what you call a halo right here in the front. mean, I wasn't wanting that when I got there, but after he explained like it's gonna look different and this is gonna actually make, you know, everything pop. So I was like, okay, fine, let's do it. Let's do the halo. So we did the halo. Okay, so dyeing your hair more than 3 shades lighter than what your color is, it is recommended by my research to go to the professionals. Okay, that's because they got the technique, they got the products, so you can get it done, but just be careful. Okay, I chose the balayage style. It's less maintenance. That's number 1. Number 2, like I said, I didn't want it so close to my roots, so the style that the technique they use is that with the brush they'll insert the color, and they will do it in a way where it just looks like a rainfall, like kind of like it's naturally falling from your hair and not from the root, because the root, if you do highlights from your root, you're gonna have to color it very often. So with the balayage, you don't have to color it, you just have to tone it, and it's gonna grow with your hair, so it's still gonna look like that, like it was meant to be like that on purpose. Even though your hair grows, it looks like it's meant to be like that. So that's why I chose it. Highlights for me were not a thing. I didn't want the line, and I didn't want to have to like see my hair growing, so I decided not to do highlights, and I went with this style better. It is recommended to tone your hair. He recommended for me to tone it every 2 months, so I'm gonna go in. I do shower every day though, and I know it's recommended not to shower every day. It's recommended to shower at least 3 times a week when you color your hair, just so that it doesn't fade quicker. But I'm starting to work out. I have to take a shower every day. My hair gets very sweaty and I don't like it. So it's also recommended to do a shine, which is gonna help it look shiny and last longer. Okay. So it's also good to know that different colors will look different in different skin tones. So that's something that I never thought of, honestly. If it wasn't because one of my friends told me this, and they say that the pink skin tones are more on the cooler and ashier tones, and the yellow tones, I have it right here, is more on the golds and the warms. I do feel though, in my opinion, the darker the skin, and I feel like the lighter the skin, like if it's like a very pale skin, and if it's a very dark skin color, I feel like they can use any color. I don't know, like my skin is very confusing because right now I look red. I don't have foundation. But as you can tell, I'm red, pinkish, you know. But there's also like certain parts of my body that I feel like have like a yellowish tone. So I don't know. I mean, the color doesn't look bad on skin that I have, so I'm okay with it. So your stylist should be able to tell yes or no. I say that because if you're getting there with a crazy color that is not going to match you, be open to listening and be open to maybe get recommendations. If your stylist says, honestly, like, I don't think that color goes on you, maybe just listen to why. Of course, I would ask for why. Why I like this color? Why don't you think I could match it or look good in it? You know, it's kind of like we get there with like a Jennifer Lopez picture and like, oh, I want to look like her, but it's like your skin is not the same as hers, and your results are gonna look totally different because you're expecting to look like her. I don't know if that makes any sense, but so listen if they tell you, I'm sorry, I'm the expert and I don't think it goes. I would take the recommendation. I would say, okay, just tell me why, and you know. So they should be able to tell yes or no. That's, yeah. If they don't know how to tell you no, or if they don't know how to please you, I would honestly say like, thank you, next. Because you also want to be happy. So maybe on the color is where I would see that they would tell you no, but on the style you want, I feel like that's where you really need to hear yes. Because if they tell you no, I can't do that, it could really mean that they're just being lazy, they don't know the technique, or they're not that experienced. So I know that my mom did have already experiences where she's like, oh, you know, I want to get the balayage and I want this style and I want my my color to start from here. And her stylist was just saying, oh, no, I'm sorry, like, no, I'm not gonna do that today, it's so much work. So my mom cut her off, because that's not something that a stylist should say if they are booking you for the amount of hours that you knew that was gonna take. So she was booked for 3 hours, and the stylist told her like, no, actually I was planning to cut it 2 hours because I was just gonna do the regular highlights I always do to you. So, and my mom's like, but I texted you and I told you exactly what I wanted, and I told you that I wanted something different. So yeah, she's trying to find another stylist. Hopefully she likes what my stylist did and she can go with him. So the prices, depending on the salon, I know that if it's very professional or if it's not, your price is going to vary on that. I did find through my research that the starting price was like $80 and starting price that was expensive was $200. This was for the balayage, because they consider it a little bit easier, since they're just using the brush and they don't have to make sure that it's 100% colored as they put the foil in it. So the brush makes it look a little bit different, or makes it easier for them. So the highlights, though, the cheapest I could find them to be was $100, and the most expensive was $500. Of course, it just depends on what type of salon you went to, and if it was 5 stars, or if it was like I guess the directors, they call it, like master, like visible changes. You know, you have the junior, you have the master stylist, and you have the director. So depending on what you choose or experience, they're gonna price you on that. So those were the starting points. I know that Visible Changes wanted it for my type of hair to do highlights only on the top. They wanted to charge me $170. So no, that's way too much. But anyways, so the tip usually consists of 15 to 20% of what you pay. So to consider that, and of course, a lot of the stylists do prefer cash. So that's something to maybe think of. So after the coloring of your hair, do make sure that you use the right products, because it's not just going to the salon and goodbye. No, it's actually, you need to take care of the sun. It's like your skin. You need to make sure that you use some type of UV protection, so that way it doesn't start getting dry and it doesn't start getting really damaged. So use that, or maybe try to use hats, you know, if you can, if you know you're gonna be on the sun the whole day. Sorry, I have my notes. And then also know that chlorine does affect the color. So I don't know, honestly, with the pandemic right now, I'm not planning to go swimming, but if you do, they recommend for people with colored hair to use like a mask that's going to protect the color before swimming, or to also get your hair wet, like with regular shower water, because dry hair absorbs things the most, I guess, is more absorbable. So please make sure that you either put a mask on or you take care of it. And of course, the shampoo is also very important. You need to find the proper shampoo. I know that with blonde hair, you need to use like that purple shampoo. With mine, honestly, since I just got it done yesterday, I'm still trying to find something. So I'm gonna go to H-E-B later on, or Walmart. H-E-B is my local store, grocery store. So I'm gonna go later on just to see what I can find. I know my stylist said you don't have to get nothing super expensive because this is gonna be something you're gonna be using for the next months. So it doesn't have to be like $100 product or like a $50 product. He said anything is good. But I do like the organic ones. I have very sensitive scalp, so to me the organic shampoos are the best for me. And I know they're a little bit more like on the $20 side and stuff like that. So that's something that I'm gonna have to look for a color shampoo or color protecting shampoo. So besides that, if you have any more tips that you can recommend to others, they are more than welcome. Like I said, these are only a few of what I found. They're not all of them. I know there's much more to take care of when you have colored hair, but it was just a quick video so that you can get an idea of what to think of, okay? Well, here is my adventure on coloring my hair.